Cleveland, Ohio hosted their largest fundraising event of the year, the 2007 five-star sensation, $1,000 a head and $10,000 per table extravaganza. It was without question a most prestigious culinary celebration, and HFC TV's digital film crew was there to capture the festivities. Working alongside dozens of the world's finest chefs sharing their culinary talents was Chef Wolfgang Puck, living his vision of restaurants and food service industry leaders, showing their generosity to those in need.
Chefs are probably some of the most generous people, and they come from all the way from Cleveland. And I mean, Alan Wong came from Hawaii, and it benefits the University Hospital, the Ireland Cancer Clinic, which is really important and mainly goes to children, to the Children's Hospital. We started this event here in Cleveland in 1987, and it was fairly small. Now it's become this huge event and people come from all over Ohio. So it's 20 years already, and I think we raised probably $30 million so far for the Ireland Cancer Clinic.
Along with numerous corporate donors from vintners to fresh produce growers providing key products to the event, Honolulu Fish Company joined in the effort by providing top-grade sashimi for over 2,000 of the most discriminating palates in the country. Sharing his knowledge of fresh Hawaiian fish was Hawaii's own Chef Alan Wong, whose talented team of chefs generously gave up their time and culinary talents to the event, bringing not only an island flavor to the table, but natural, wild-caught Hawaiian ahi that most chefs have never seen.
It's so fresh that doesn't get better than that.
This spectacle created a shock and awe sensation among chefs in an already busy kitchen, bringing prep work to a virtual standstill.
Really good.
That's unbelievable.
What's that? Oh my God.
Good tuna. Excellent.
What do you
That was so good.
Honolulu Fish Company, the quality of the tuna, sushi grade #1, is the best that I've ever seen. The color and the texture is phenomenal, and the taste is great.
HFC TV's mission is to enlighten fine dining chefs and patrons by capturing and producing vignettes of culinary events, from chefs' artistic fish creations to the most prestigious culinary competitions.
Beautiful. Pretty. Oh my. Wow.
And HFC's Tasmanian King salmon made its debut.
First, what we have is a cedar paper wrapped salmon. The salmon is fresh, tender, and it's, I mean, the taste is the salmon, just with a little bit of the hint of the cedar. So it's like butter. The freshness is just unbelievable. They're blown away.
HFC TV's digital film crew continues to ride the cutting edge of technology, utilizing the latest state-of-the-art high-definition digital film production tools.
The response is incredible. First, just the visual, and then the taste blows them away even more than the visual.
Their primary objective is to lend guidance to the culinary industry in the details of high-quality seafood acquisitions.
Just continue to catch good fish and send them to us.
Whether it's business to business or business to consumer, our partnership with FedEx supports our commitment to sharing our knowledge of the vast benefits of high-quality fish to the culinary industry through the power of visual communications and customer service. The sounds of country music fused with the aromas of delectable delights permeating the air was served up with classic Southern hospitality in a small, charming South Carolina town called Greenville.
Lying here with you and listening to the rain.
Southern Exposure, founded by platinum record seller and songwriter Edwin McCain, along with restaurateur Carl Sobocinski, is the state's largest fundraising event of its kind.
Edwin, being born and raised here and growing up in this community, and then we were actually just in the restaurant one night talking about all the different events and things that we both do. And hey, why not try to throw a party together and make a lot of good positive things happen from it? Well, we created Southern Exposure for a number of different reasons, but I think probably the biggest one is our town and our community that we live in, and we wanted others to know about it. And this is a great opportunity to bring people in for a long weekend, show them great hospitality, great food and wine, and incredible music.
The three-day event combines the passions of culinary and musical artists, creating a uniquely delightful experience for the senses.
The creation of music and the creation of a great dish and a great menu is exactly the same. I mean, having a great menu is like having a great album. You know, it's all about taking the influences of life and then distilling it down into this either a dish or a song, and then giving it back to people so that they can enjoy it. And it's exactly the same, but with different substances.
A little bit of shrimp and grits. It's our hot recipe for Arkansas on the River restaurants. Basically, we do a little bit of garlic, peppers and onions, applewood smoked bacon, shrimp, a little bit of cream sauce, and we got good things going on.
We have a lightly smoked duck breast. It's sitting on a sweet potato puree, on top with some chow chow.
It's seared Hawaiian ahi tuna, pineapple wasabi puree, and a pickled fennel, carrot, and red onion salad with just a nice cilantro leaf on top.
It's fantastic. It's very fresh, very soft, and very delicious. I taste a hint of pineapple, and the tuna is very tender. It's delicious.
Nestled along the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, Greenville's Main Street was transformed into an experiential venue, creating a beautiful backdrop for both young and old, especially for those young at heart. Putting the green in Greenville was Greenville's own hometown celebrity chef, Stephen Devereaux Green. Considered a culinary prodigy at 25, Chef Green is executive chef and part owner of Devereaux's in Greenville, and has impressed many in the culinary world, including world-renowned master chef Thomas Keller of New York's Bouchon, per se, and owner of the French Laundry in Napa Valley. Keller is the only American-born chef to hold multiple 3-star ratings by the Michelin Restaurant Guide. With no formal culinary training, Chef Green, whose culinary skills were handed down to him by his grandmother, had the unnerving honor of working side by side with Chef Thomas Keller in preparations for the event, as well as prepare a dinner for his distinguished role model.
Right now I'm just doing a trio of Tasmanian salmon. Just going to do a lot of different flavors with it, anything from soya to miso with cashews. Doing a little cannelloni here with a little soya and avocado, little Asian greens. And also I'm plating a trio of tuna that you see here. It's paired with a yuzu with every course in different variations of yuzu, which is one of my favorite ingredients to use with tuna. These dishes are all very important to me. They're going out to Mr. Thomas Keller himself.
Fortunately, Green subscribes to Keller's philosophy of acquiring the best products money can buy.
When this box comes in and I see the shiny silver box, I know something good's coming, so all the chefs kind of get in and know we got something to play with at Devereaux's. One of the reasons we do get fish from Honolulu, mainly tuna, is because it's the best fish that I've
ever seen. I mean, you can tell right away. A lot of people think it's just color, but if you really feel the texture, you know, with this fish, it's not given it, you know, hardly any, and that's perfect for sashimi, because when you eat sashimi, you know, you don't want it to feel you know, too loose in your mouth. You want it to have a little bit of texture to it, and it's the same. Tuna's one of the nicest things to eat sashimi-wise.
Just up the street at the O Restaurant, New York jazz musician Mark Rapp and his group entertain patrons with a fusion of Aboriginal jazz with the didgeridoo. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, executive chef Jesse Thompson was hurriedly preparing dishes, also consisting of fresh ahi tuna.
Just putting together it's a little play off of a tuna niçoise, using ahi from Honolulu Fish. Just a little pepper crust, got a white anchovy emulsion, some poached quail eggs, haricot vert, red radish, and tomato molasses. Dark, that ruby color is just beautiful. The texture of it, it's so tight. The mouthfeel, everything, almost everything about it. It's just great, man.
Guest chefs in the kitchen included executive pastry chef David Gauss of Passion Hospitality Group in Washington, D.C., Chef Randolph Stafford of Iverson Catering in Park City, Utah, and Chef de Cuisine Scott Crawford of the Georgian Room at Sea Island, Georgia, who was declared by Mariani as one of the best young chefs in America in Esquire magazine.
We're having a great time here in Greenville, South Kakalaki. Southern exposure. Hope you'll be here next time.
Just across the Reedy River in the already fully seated High Cotton restaurant, executive chef Jason Schultz was working alongside visiting James Beard award-winning chef Bob Kincaid, owner of Kincaid's Restaurant in Washington, D.C., and Colvin Run Tavern in Tyson's Corner, Virginia, members of the nation's Restaurant News Fine Dining Hall of Fame. Both were working hard to please their dining patrons.
Chef Kincaid's menu includes a lobster succotash.
Yeah, we did that with corn pudding. We did a mushroom soup with mushroom strudel. We're about to serve a barrel of beef, which is the center cut of a prime rib, with a little pot pie of the deckle meat, some Delmonico potatoes, and béarnaise. They're going to get plenty to eat anyway.
Just upstream at the Lazy Goat, executive chef Lindsay Audrey is elbow to elbow with DC chefs Brian Bottaggio of Charlie Palmer Steak and R.J. Cooper of Vidalia, feverishly finishing pheasant as plates fly out the door.
Sashimi of kampachi with capicola, a little shaved red onion, pimento spillet, and black lava salt. And it's just garnished simply with a little bit of frisee and some celery.
Just across the bridge at Larkins on the River, executive chef Alex Castro teamed up with another DC chef, Barton Seaver of Hook, to serve up another unique fish dish.
It's a ragfish, pan roasted ragfish with sweet corn souffle and a roasted pepper coulis sauce.
Ragfish is a really cool fish out of South Carolina. It's pretty much local fishery out of the Carolinas that I learned from my friend Megan at Charleston Aquarium. She's been doing a lot of work with this stuff and trying to promote it outside. A group called Clean Fish out in California has been doing a lot with this fish as well. So, but first couple courses we had tuna and trout roe from my friends, Sunburst Trout Farms. Then oysters, we had Chef Joey Pesner from the Cliffs. He did a great dish with shrimp and crab mousse cake with tomato compote, rock shrimp and lemongrass sauce. Looking good. So finishing up with this and going on to the dessert course.
Cooking demos were popular attractions, especially those which included seafood. Other events included seminars. One in particular featured a star attraction, Chef Thomas Keller sharing his culinary philosophies.
I start to nickel and dime my suppliers, then they're going to start to reduce the quality of the product. I expect a very high standard of product, and they need to deliver that, and I'll pay them for that.
All in all, the second annual Southern Exposure was a huge success, leaving attendees gastronomically satisfied and somewhat spiritually enlightened.
I'm Stephen Devereaux Green. I'm the chef and partner at Devereaux's in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm here with my executive sous chef, Spencer Thompson, who's also a partner here at Devereaux's. We wanted to take this chance to really explain how much we prefer getting Honolulu's fish in for sashimi quality products, and the varieties of fish that you can get coming from them and use them all for sashimi. We have anywhere from Hajiki to Tasmanian salmon, some nice 1+ tuna. We even have opaka snapper that I broke down that I can slice out, all for sashimi. Honolulu Fish has the luxury of hand selecting all their fish that they ship to their chefs, which is something kind of rare. You know, they do it at an auction so they can physically look and see and hand pick the product that they want, and that's why, you know, you have such variety of fishes to choose from them, and you know, you can use sashimi and with all of them. It's amazing the white fish they get there, the white tuna, the snapper, things like Hajiki, and that you can use as sashimi, which is hard to find in the States a lot, you know, unless you got that little find that nobody else knows of. Sometimes you can find those guys, but it's very hard. So here at Devereaux's, we love using Honolulu fish for that reason. The quality of the fish is just exceptional. And I'll just show you how nice and firm these fish are, and you can, for sashimi, it's just amazing how easy and opaque the fish is, and you know, just got such nice texture to it. Nothing slimy. I mean, there's no smell besides freshness, and it's just amazing. Some of the cuts you get out of this fish everything is really nice, and especially the tuna. You know, their tuna is, bar none, some of the best I've ever seen, and is day in and day out. Every time it comes in, it's wonderful.
So as Chef cuts this, you can see exactly what I'm talking about, the firmness. There's never any tearing. Now, I'm sure Chef is using a sharp knife, and obviously that's one thing you want to do, but I mean, you could almost go at this thing with a butter knife and still get the same quality of sashimi that you're seeing now. It's worth pretty much anything that you have to pay to know that the quality of fish is coming in looks like this. And like Chef explained, hand selected at an auction is just, you know, I can honestly believe that the guys that are there know who they're ordering for, know what our quality points are, and know exactly what we're looking for. And so therefore that's translating to the fish that we get, because the person at the auction buying it is directly buying for us. And
you can really tell that obviously the people who are cleaning the fish and breaking it down at Honolulu Fish, or even selecting it, the employees seem to really care about their company and the product. And it shows with every fish we get. Like he said earlier, it just seems to be handled with so much care, and that's something that chefs like myself and Spencer really enjoy, because we take care of the product once it comes to us with so much care and time put into the dish, and want to make it perfect for the guests. So seeing that it's handled like that through Honolulu Fish is really nice. See, we have Hajiki here. Hajiki is a part of the Marlin family. It's something that not many chefs really know about, or you know, guests or diners. Hajiki is just like tuna almost, but has a little milder flavor. The texture's almost exactly the same, and once again, it's as obtainable to sashimi and doing different things with it as tuna is. And you can see
As he slices it there, you can tell that there's really no tearing in the fish. The grain of the fish is actually completely intact. So this, as Chef was saying, it's so similar to tuna as far as the grain texture and things of that nature. It is a very underutilized fish as of right now. And finding a sashimi grade marlin anywhere on the market right now would be very difficult from anyone else other than the Honolulu Fish Company.
Here at Devereaux's, we do like to use different types of sashimi. We are in the South, and most people come to Greenville or somewhere in South Carolina, and they'll go to a restaurant like Devereaux's, especially ours, and see the fish that we're getting and the quality of product that we get here, and they're just amazed about how nice it is. And I like to get a different variety of fish in, not just tuna for sashimi. Hajiki is one, like I was saying, that's really mild in flavor, but still has the ability to mend with whatever you want to use with it, whether you want to put a nice soya with it, or you know, maybe a Japanese kanzuri, or fermented barley, you know, a lot of different things, pineapple with it. It can mix with a lot of different flavors. So it's nice to go to Honolulu Fish and kind of tell them what you're looking for, if they have anything new and cool that nobody's really using out there, and they'll be like, oh, you need to try this, and they always come up with a fish that I haven't really heard of. So it's amazing to get these new products in, and you're like, oh, you're right, it's so good, and you can use it in so many different ways. So it's good. They actually will help educate you on it, because when you're way over on the East Coast as we are in South Carolina, you're not as you don't see these fish on the East Coast that much. So having them educate you and help you, and you know, be willing to send product and let you try it. It just comes in so fresh with the way they use FedEx and things like that.
On the same note, when you're talking to a purveyor and you're talking about new products and talking to them about getting something new in, you can go from a 1+ tuna or to a 2+ tuna and so on and so forth. But if you express to them that you want the top quality product, that's exactly what you get. And it doesn't matter if you order tuna, hajiki, the snapper, or the salmon, it's always on time, never fails.
There's also the opaka paka, which is a beautiful snapper that comes from Hawaii. It's really rare to find a snapper with such quality and flavor that you can use in sashimi. Or you know, however you want, you can cook it. I'd rather not, because it's so flavorful and fresh when you just slice it down. And that's one thing we also use here at Devereaux's is doing sashimis of snapper, which has such unique flavor. And you can see, you know, when you cut it thin, it's almost translucent. And you know, it can go with a variety of different things. You can just see the tackiness of the fish and how firm it is, and that's hard to find in snapper with it being so translucent. The next product I'd love to introduce you to, if you've never seen it before, or if you have, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the Tasmanian salmon that we get from Honolulu Fish Company. We love to use this fish here at Devereaux's. It's the richest in oil content of any salmon in the world, and you can see it's almost neon in the color, and the flavor and the texture of this salmon is just unreal. It's one of those that you really want to savor when you taste every little bit of it, and you can see once again how easy it is to slice.
Slice it off a little piece there?
Yeah, we'll try a little. You can see you add just a touch of little sea salt to it. Wow. And just the flavor of that salmon is, you don't taste regular, even king salmon that you get, you know, every once in a while, does not even compare to the flavor that you get when you're tasting this. It's amazing. The texture, the oiliness is out of this world.
all your bosses. Let them know you're not coming to work tomorrow. You're getting drunk with Nickelback.
What rock bands have got more? Kiss.
Look at this. This is great when we have parking inside. We don't have to run through the rain. We can all hang out together.
Underneath the trees, we watch the sky, confusing stars, the satellites.
They say when you start a band, you got about an 80th of 1% that you'll go platinum.
Mike Kruger. Ryan Keith. Chad Kruger. Taylor Dare. Oh yeah, Taylor Dare.
The show is unbelievable. There's pyro, there's video, where people know they're getting their money's worth when they come to a Nickelback show. You sort of think, well, what else do we want?
I am the private chef for the band. Anything they want, basically, anything they're in the mood for, whenever they're in the mood for it, that's what I do for them.
Jake could cook up dirt and make it taste good at night.
Now that is a compliment.
What's going on here? When I see this, I get happy.
Well, Chad hates vegetables. He hates anything green, basically. He doesn't like salad. They don't like meatloaf. I would never make a meatloaf. They absolutely despise meatloaf. We have an account with a company in Honolulu called the Honolulu Fish Company, and they fly me fresh fish anywhere in the U.S. that I am.
Your paka paka.
Yeah.
Exercise, eat a good diet.
That's good.
So paka paka, which is a Hawaiian snapper. That was yesterday. Tomorrow will be the yellowfin tuna. I got a 10-pound loin of sashimi grade yellowfin tuna as well.
Oh, holy cow.
That's it. Sushi grade ahi tuna. I'm gonna sear that with some sesame crust and do it with some pickled kimchi cabbage.
Sweet, dude. What I just heard was they opened 2,000 seats extra for today's show today. And by the time the guys walked to the front door, opened the seats, walked back to the buses, they were sold out already. That's amazing, dude. Not a lot of bands can do that, you know?
Little song about growing up in a small town and missing all your friends from high school.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey said? You know I love you. I have loved you all along. Every memory looking out the back door. I have the photo I was spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye.
I started playing the guitar when I was 13. My mother could play the piano. My grandmother was a drummer, which was very funny. My grandfather was a bass player. There's a lot of music all the time.
And this is how Nickelback says goodnight. Hey!
Honolulu Fish Company offers 12 other varieties of sashimi, including Kaijiki, or more commonly known as the Pacific Blue Marlin. Kaijiki, with its high fat content, is often substituted for tuna in sashimi and other raw fish dishes. Kaijiki has a mild flavor and, although somewhat more pronounced than the flavor of ahi, is one of many white-fleshed fishes that are promoted as the catch of the day on many fine dining restaurant menus.
It's always the freshest and highest quality fish. And you can check it out. It's just great, as fresh as can be. Can't wait to taste it. Nice and translucent, you know, it's clear, it's nice and shiny. Look at the texture, look at the color. Beautiful, perfect. You know, translucent, I mean, it's very translucent. I mean, I can pick it up right now and see my finger through the slice of fish, which is very translucent, which means it's really fresh. The flesh is very pliable, it's not firm. Can't wait to taste it. Wow. Melts in my mouth. Well, how clean it is, you know, how the mouth feel, how the textures, you know, how it melts in your mouth, you know, really good. It's not too chewy. You have to eat it sashimi raw, or you have to, if you do sear it, you need to sear it on the outside, season it up, not too spicy, sear it and serve it seared rare and slice it cold. It's still great. I just got this piece, it's almost 100% yield. All I'm gonna take out of it is this little bit of piece of the bloodline right here is all I'm gonna take out. Couldn't be better, couldn't be happier. Very, very satisfied.
Naragi, or striped marlin, is called au by the Hawaiians as a name that applies to all marlin species. Naragi is considered the finest eating of all marlin species because of its tender flesh and rich buttery oil. The Naragi's natural flesh color may vary from fish to fish and can be dark amber, bright pink, or creamsicle orange red in hue. These are especially desired in the sashimi market and are often used in cold seafood dishes and salads. But when cooked, is firm, moist, with a robust, buttery, lemon-like flavor, and although a succulent substitute for other broiled or grilled species of billfish and ahi, it also makes for a popular gourmet smoked delicacy, but pricing usually determines its culinary use. Hapu'upu'u, or more commonly known as grouper or sea bass, are only known to occur in the deep, cold Hawaiian waters. With a shelf life of 2 weeks, its clear white flesh is as delicate in taste and texture as that of Hawaiian deep sea snappers. Steaming is the most popular method of preparation, especially with smaller fish. It's also used in various ethnic restaurants to make sweet and sour fish and fish head soup. Cooked hapu'upu'u meat is moist and crumbles into large, bite-sized flakes, suitable for baking, poaching, deep frying with batter, and sometimes served raw in ceviche. For From ship to shore, Honolulu Fish Company prides himself in absolute 100% guarantee that its Pacific wild-caught seafood products are specially packed and FedEx to arrive fresh at your doorstep in as little as 18 hours. Hawaiian walu or escalar is known as white tuna. This exotic sashimi-grade fish is rich in oil content with a tuna-like texture and a rich, sweet, buttery flavor. The meat is bright snow white, cooking up fluffy and moist, crumbling into creamy, large, bite-sized flakes, hence the name white tuna. Honolulu Fish Company's superior standards of quality surpasses the daily demands and expectations of chefs and their discriminating culinary palates around the world. One of the most widely misunderstood and understated fish that Honolulu Fish Company provides is the Pacific blue marlin, or otherwise known as Kaijiki or A'u to native Hawaiians. Its meat is similar to ahi, more firm and cut smoothly in thin slices for sashimi or into beautiful single serving sized steaks. Kaijiki, a mostly undiscovered value fish, is an asset as an affordable substitute for ahi. Its marbled texture and various amber to creamsicle hues can enhance any artistic culinary presentation. Its high fat content and mild, even flavor has a clean, sweet finish and is ideal for sashimi and other raw or seared applications. As a grilled dish, is as tender as filet of sole, cooking ivory white in perfect contrast to its branded grill pattern with a robust steak-like flavor. When seared rare, its crust appears a caramelized golden brown while maintaining a pinkish marbled middle. When applied cubed in a poke recipe, creates a brilliant presentation, greater than ahi, retaining beautiful edges for firmness and mouthfeel.
AJ, what's that smell? It smells good. Oh! Hey, we have seared walu here. This is provided by Chef Chris David. And wow, I feel like sitting on this carrot here. Oh, let's not go there. Yeah, let's eat this. What do you think? Hey, where's the bubble wrap at? Let's pack this up and send it to somebody. Am I off film? I'm here to talk about a few of Hawaii's most popular seafood choices as far as this deep water, this cold water fish we have here. There's so many wonderful species that are just taking the nation by storm. Here are some of the things that some of our chefs are working with and that's doing really well out there. I've talked to you before about the ahis and some of the other open ocean varieties, but here's a group that's really cool. Look at these guys. I mean, mahi, y'all know of mahi. Mahi is beautiful. We get a troll cod mahi out here that you could eat raw. You won't see that anywhere else. There's ono, otherwise known as wahoo. Very clean, clear, crystal clear, like white fish. Beautiful in sashimi. Even the non-fish eaters will try that one raw. Very, 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 very good. Opa. Look at opa. I mean, opa is just, look at that fish. To see the opa in live, I mean, to see that, oh my God, it's the most beautiful fish in the world. Opa, 4 different types of meat on opa. It's got tuna texture in there. It's got a real sinuousy but buttery version of sinew. When you heat it, very, very, opa's the texture of the ocean, the best texture of the sea. Beautiful fish. And then the unsung hero is mongchong. Poor little mongchong. Nobody wanted you before. Now you're more popular than opaka and onana. Mongchong, beautiful. Citrusy flavor to it, you know, very nice, mild, natural oil flavor. Texture that's moist and whatever. Then of course,
You know, we have our snapper varieties. There's hapu, onaga, opaka paka, and uku. And you can tell by the skin of this and that's that, and that's that. And it's wonderful. You know, the way it cuts up, I mean, I've got a shadow cast here. You know, when we cut our snappers and the bass in Hawaii, one thing we get on the yield here is a great full profile of a fish that's beautiful. A lot of times you won't get that. Here it allows you to use a whole side for a dish if you wanted to. Notice how the uku has a larger, you can tell that it has a larger, okay, it has a larger head to it. It's maybe below it too. It's a, yeah, uku's gonna be out. Yeah, hapu. Now the hapu is a true bass. It's a true bass. And what I wanted to show you was how the fillet of the hapu breaks out. Now this is cut out to the full proportion of a side, and it gives you a full flexibility as far as how that cuts out and how that, whatever. When I come over here, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out already. Pretty much, I'm like,